Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sheffield United match reaction. We've just gone and lost 2-0 away at Pride Park to Derby, bottom of the league, or should I say not bottom of the league anymore, because apparently they've leapfrogged Barnsley. We're sitting 14th now in the league. I'm pretty sure before this game even started that Derby were above us if it wasn't for all the points deductions. So we've not lost to a bottom of the table club in hindsight, really. However, we should have maybe not won that game, but we certainly shouldn't have lost that game, especially in that first half when we were the better team. We created more chances. I think they had 2 shots, 0 on target. I think we had 8 shots, 2 on target. So that proves already that we had the stats were in our favour attacking. Certainly wasn't the case in the second half. We got absolutely hammered all over the pitch. I don't think we had a shot in the second half. I think Sharpie had one that went over the bar, but that was offside. He was an absolute calamity in that second half. Like I said, I'll go through the first half first, but it just feels like to me that we've completely lost our momentum after all that, well, the COVID break, really. I will say that Paul Heckingbottom still hasn't lost a game in the league, technically, because he wasn't in the dugout today. But yeah, all joking aside, it was a shocking defensive performance in that second half. So one positive that we saw from this game was we were utilising the best part of Jack Robinson's game, which is his long throw, which you shouldn't really be saying that about a footballer, should you? But it really is. And we created loads of chances from that today. Egan flicked one on for Sharpie to miss from point blank range, but we'll get on to that. The first one I've got is in the 11th minute. Robinson throw in. Egan and Stamen both went up for the header. I think it came off Stamen in the end, and I think the keeper just claimed it or flicked it over. I can't remember, it was that long ago. In the 40th minute, in the 14th minute, Didsy ball through to Ndai, cut back inside for right into Sharpie's path. A tame shot from Billy Sharp, the striker that we know to be so deadly. And then this is when it happened. Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. 22nd minute, an excellent ball from Ollie Norwood. Billy Sharp heads it down for Ndai, just gets away from him. Bogle comes in the back stick and cleans out Curtis Davis. Another really good chance. Sharpie set that header up really well for Ndai, but just didn't get there. Just wasn't either focused enough to be ready to receive that ball, or it was just in front of him, so he couldn't quite get there. But Bogle did well coming in the back stick and very nearly a goal. This is the big one. 32nd minute, long throw in from Robinson again. Excellent flick on from Egan. You couldn't ask more from a flick on from that throw in than what Egan did. Very good header towards goal, not at goal, towards goal. Sharpie comes in at the back post, steals in front of his man, heads it straight at the goalkeeper. All that net to aim at. And don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting him to score. I'm just expecting him to put it in direction, because there wasn't a hell of a lot of pace on it, and it would have been a lot for him because he's got away from his man straight away, and then he's got to direct it, and he's got to get that pace on it. He obviously wanted, like, tried to put more pace on it than direction, but you just need to direct it in one of the corners, and it probably will go in. If not, the goalkeeper makes a good save, but straight at the goalkeeper. Should not be doing that. And I did say on Twitter at halftime, if David McGoldrick misses that, there's 1,000 tweets about it. If Billy Sharp misses it, there's 5. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Billy Sharp to bits, but he's missed a hell of a lot of chances in this second part of the first half of the season, if you like. Earlier in the season, maybe wasn't scoring as many goals, but what he was doing was creating those goals. Got loads of assists this season. He's also scored goals. He's scored penalties, but he's also scored other goals. However, I would say in the last 6 or 7 games, he's probably missed about 4 one-on-ones. Some other really big chances that you expect Billy Sharp to put away. So yeah, bit gutting to see that. But the thing is, though, None of the other strikers are pushing for a start. Now, Brewster's probably the only one that's pushing for a start, and he was really unlucky in that Bristol City game after he scored a goal to come off injured. And obviously, he came back in the side today. But you've got Ollie Burke. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think Ollie Burke's one of the greatest players ever. I'm not a massive Ollie Burke fan. But Brewster has played, got injured, gone through his injury rehabilitation and rehab and stuff, and then come back, and Burke's just still sat there on the bench. Like, I think he come on against Wolves possibly. Yeah, he did, and he put a good ball into the box. But I think that's probably the only thing that Ollie Burke's had since Brewster got injured. So Brewster's played the same amount of games in that period as Ollie Burke. He should be trying to push to get into that team. We've all seen Lys Mousset training his bottom off. Not sure whether that's for a move or whether that's for us. I very much doubt it, to be perfectly honest. But we shouldn't be only just seeing Lys Mousset getting fit now. We should have been seeing that the whole time. And the thing is, he's quite clearly showing it off on Instagram, showing it off in different places. We don't care. We don't want to see it. Like, we just want to know that you're doing it. Every single footballer. No, we don't even need to know. We don't even need to know that you're doing it. Just do it. Like, you're a professional footballer. Just do it. That's your job. Like, get fit. You should be fit. You're a elite sportsman, or you should be, really. Anyway, moving on from that. There's Ollie McBurney as well that I'm not even getting onto, because I've not got a clue where he's at, or whether he's got COVID, whether he's isolating for the 50th time this season. We've got two strikers in McGoldrick and Sharp who are both mid to latter 30s. I'm not saying that they're like 38, 39, but they're getting that. They go in that direction, not the opposite direction. And they're keeping out all these young strikers that we have. It shouldn't really be happening, should it? Like, McGoldrick and Sharp should be used as bit part players, really, because of their age. I'm not saying they're quite clearly better than the rest of the strikers, but at their age, we should be using them to kind of bring the other lads through. And they're not. They're just not coming through. Anyway, 34th minute, Bogle to Ndiaye. Bad touch from Ndiaye on that wing. Bogle comes through the middle, plays it into him, and Ndiaye takes a bad touch. It takes him out wide. If he'd have took a better touch, he's coming in on his right foot on that angle, and he either takes a player on and shoots, or he shoots straight away. And that bad touch just let loads of Derby players get back. And Berger comes in, obviously messes it up. But let's be honest, from me saying that, I don't think they really, Derby maybe had one chance where he tried to lob the goalkeeper, I think, and it just like trickled wide. That was Lawrence, wasn't it? Tom Lawrence that did that, and he certainly made up for it in the second half. Anyway, second half, 69th minute, Derby scored a goal. Like, before that, not really anything happened. Like, loads of long throws from Jack Robinson, came to nothing. We didn't offer anything. They didn't particularly offer anything. They came to life when they scored that goal. Like, for me, Derby didn't pose much of a threat until the 69th minute when they scored. And then after that, they were fantastic. And we went into our shell. It were almost like Slav was the manager. If I kind of didn't see the bench and didn't know that Slav had left, that for me was a Slav performance today. And it's not really on, is it? And I'm sure Hecky will pulling his hair out at home about that. But it's just about getting the team back on track for Tuesday. And if we can get back on track for Tuesday and start the ball rolling again, we could be okay. But there are a lot of red flags today, completely. So yeah, Tom Lawrence literally shook off Bogle. No challenge from Bogle at all. Basham, then he took him on quite easily. And then Egan was just petrified of making a challenge. I can understand that. But at the same time, he just walked around him and shot and scored. Like, you've got to put him under some sort of pressure. You can't just let him just twist and turn you inside out. And really, Egan's been very, very good of late. Since Hecky's come in, I think Egan's really, really stepped up his game. And I don't think he had a bad game other than that moment. But saying that, he's one-on-one against one of the better attacking players in the Championship, especially a great dribbler, as we saw from that goal. Excellent finish. No problem with Wes at all. Like, Wes is trying to kind of use up as much goal as possible so that he's got less to aim at, and he's obviously put it the other side. But yeah, just terrible defending, and that carried on because I wrote down just before their second goal, maybe 5 minutes before their second goal, Reece Norrington-Davies and Robinson are a car crash of a left-sided partnership ready and waiting to happen. That's what I said probably 5 minutes before the 78th minute. Because on the 78th minute, Conor Hourihane absolutely bottled a challenge on the edge of their box. He kind of looked like he were going to go in for the big challenge and then kind of stepped back and like, oh, I don't want to foul anyone. And then they came away with the ball. And then you just, to be honest, at that point, I'm thinking there's not a lot of worry here. There was one player running at what looked like 4 defenders. So it was kind of, I can't remember who was the final defender, but then there was Reece Norrington-Davies, Robinson, both there. And then I think there may have been like Bash or someone like that. And obviously, Robinson comes across, absolutely cleans out the wrong player. The complete wrong player. It's almost like he forgot who he played for, and he cleans out Reece Norrington-Davies. Should have been a foul on Reece Norrington-Davies. Really, it was that brutal. But no, he's cleaned out his own player. Then they've gone striding through, and then it almost broke down. And they were like, "Oh right, okay, let's set ourselves. Let's settle." Ball comes to Lawrence. He's really got nothing on. Like, he's not in a position where he's going to go and take on Robinson. He's just kind of stood still and he's like thinking, oh, what can I do? What can I do? And then just curls it in top bins. Like, what a finish. What a fantastic finish. But Robinson's got to get closer to him. And I know he's probably worried that he's going to do what he did to Egan. But at the same time, Robinson just stood off him and then just offered a leg. A leg just stuck out. Let's try and block it a little bit. Let's try and show that I'm trying a little bit. And it just curled into top bins. Again, Wes could not be faulted one little bit for that. Top bins. And it's just one of them things like, if Tom Lawrence hadn't just scored that goal, he probably wouldn't even have tried that. But obviously his confidence was up. He's got the ball and he's like, oh, stuff it. I'll have a go with my left. Top bins. Top bins. Can't believe it. Oh, frustrating game to watch. Especially that we were the better team in the first half. What more can I say? I'll quickly run through the team. I've not even brought the team up. I'm just literally so frustrated with how we played. Wes didn't really have much to do. He gave me a heart attack in the first half where he came out and slid himself out of play, but I think there was a slight little bit of contact from Tom Lawrence to knock him out of the box, but he got lucky with that one. He really did. I thought Reece Norrington-Davies, somebody put, oh, Norrington-Davies had a good game. Like, I didn't think he did. I thought Norrington-Davies had a shocker of a game, to be perfectly honest. I thought every cross that he put in was terrible. I think his shot succession or shot successful. God, I can't even speak. Successful crosses must have been like -4 or something like that because they were that bad. They were nowhere near any of our players. He just didn't look every time he got forward. And the thing is, when you're playing a 3-5-2 formation, your wing backs need to be like wingers. They need to get forward. They need to get good balls into the box. They need to get to the byline, pick out your men. Don't just hopefully put them into the box, because Bogle did that in the first half. Bogle did that in the second half. Just aimless crossing. And I hate that. I can't stand that. I'm fine with putting crosses in, but they've got to be meaningful. They've got to be looking for someone. Don't just think, because I think at one point in the first half, Bogle looked up, saw there were a couple of men in box, and then he's like, right, look down, and he didn't look down, look up again. And players had moved in that point. It was a rubbish cross anyway. But it's just really frustrating to watch players who just aimlessly stick the ball in the box. And that's what we've done when we've been struggling for years, really, even under Wilder at times, when we're struggling to break teams down. Like, for instance, that first season, when we played against Newcastle, we lost 2-0. We could not break them down at all. And then all it was, right, let's just cross the ball into the box, cross it into the box, cross it into the box. Just heading practice for the other team's defenders. And really, My missus said to me, "Oh, Derby, you said they're a good team, Derby, aren't you? Didn't you?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, they're playing well. They shouldn't be bottom of the league with how they've played and the points that they've picked up. But I certainly wouldn't say, look at Derby's team and say, yeah, they've got a good team. Like, they're all playing for each other. And that's probably how a lot of teams looked at us when we got promoted. Because on paper, we didn't have the best side in the championship, or even the second best side in the championship. And really, right now, Derby, they've got an okay side, but I would not say at all that they've got a team that should be going for playoffs. And really, that's what they would be if it wasn't for all the deducted points. But they're playing as a team, and clearly we didn't today. We were really, really poor today, especially at the back. No creativity going forward, and players not willing to put tackles in at the back. Very, very disappointing. Other than that, I thought Robinson had a shocker of a game. I thought Egan and Bash did okay. Obviously, the first goal that they scored, Egan and Bash were very much at fault because he should have either been in Rose Ed or it shouldn't have been that easy to take him on. I thought Sander Berger had a shocker of a game. I think that he's a pointless player in that position. Like, Norwood, you can see why Norwood's playing in that role because he picks the ball up and he finds men left and right. He's constantly looking to get us on the front foot, get it down the wing, and get us attacking. Sander Berger picks it up and plays a sideways pass, runs forward a little bit, plays a sideways pass. He either needs to be in an attacking role where he's kind of, I'm not saying that he needs to be just behind the front two. No. That's not Sander Berger's position. But if you had him in a slightly more advanced position than the two sitting midfielders and then Sander Berger just a little bit in front, he can then push on, knock players over, play it out wide, get into the box, or have a shot himself. He's nowhere near the box. He's nowhere near scoring a goal, nowhere near even creating a goal. And that's really tough to watch, especially when we bought him for so much. And I'm not saying that he's worth that. He's definitely not worth that. And I saw a stat earlier on that said that he was worth 17 million, like more than Mitrovic and other players that are playing in the championship. He's not. He's really not. Like, it could be. It could be really good in a good side, but he's certainly not a player for me that's going to drag us up the division and drag us through games. He's just not. He might be a good player in a good Sheffield United side, even. But when we need a player like that, when we need to get through games and create chances and stick a big tackle in, he's not the man to do it. He's really not. I don't think Norwood had a bad game. Somebody put about Norwood having a shocker, and I'm like, we can't just blame Norwood every time we have a bad game. Like, his pass succession must have been off the chart. He made one bad pass in the first half where he kicked it straight to their player, and I was like, God's sake, Norwood. But he completely picked his game up, and he was finding the fullbacks in advanced areas, and that's what we want from him. Just the fullbacks weren't good enough. I thought Bogle as well didn't have a great game. I thought he was fired up for it in the first sort of 10, 15 minutes because the Derby fans were giving him a little bit of stick. And then he just seemed to like go in his shell, and it's like, oh well, can't be bothered. Iliman Ndiaye, I thought when he got the ball, he looked really, really good on it, but he just didn't get the ball enough. He was crowded out quite a lot. But yeah, he's an exciting player, but when he's got like two or three men around him, he's not going to create those chances. So we need to be better in different areas so that players can't put two or three men on our best player or our best on the ball player. Talking about on the ball players, David McGoldrick, one of my favourite players. He is one of the best footballers we've got at the club. He tends to have shockers every now and again, and today was a shocker. It really was. I hate to admit it because I love Didze, but nothing came off for him today. Really, really early on, he looked decent on the ball, coming and fetching it and making things tick, starting attacks off. But no. He, as the game got on, he misplaced passes, he overrun balls. He just, he had a bad game today. Same with Sharpie, really. Sharpie missed that big chance. And then he had a shot towards the end where Brewster played him through, and then it went high and wide. It weren't even close. I'm not even going to go into the subs because I'm so annoyed about it. Obviously, there's no point in even talking about him because, again, he barely got any time on the pitch. The only thing I will say that Howrahan absolutely neshed that challenge on the edge of their box, and that's where we conceded the second goal from, I believe. Absolutely shocking. Anyway, let me run through some of the comments before I go. Berger off was a mistake. Wow. Okay, it could have been a mistake, but he certainly didn't have a good game today. Miss Morgan Gibbs-White. We really, really did miss Morgan Gibbs-White. When you've got Gibbs-White and Ndiaye on the pitch at the same time, they've got a lot of things to worry about, and they just didn't. That was the Rams versus a no idea. Fair enough. That is Bants. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I even brought that up. How long is Morgan Gibbs-White gone for? We just don't know. We just don't know. It sounds like we're getting him back, but we don't know when. We don't know. We don't know how bad his injury is, to be perfectly honest. There are no positives to take from that performance. Just down, no overreaction, and make it right against Preston. We'll have to see, won't we, Hal? We'll have to see how they react. Howrahan lost the ball twice, didn't track back from both occasions we conceded. Nothing away from Derby. Great runs. Yeah, Derby were fantastic in that second half, or after they scored anyway. Never want Howrahan in a Blaze shirt again. Yeah, we said that before, didn't we? And then he started playing well under Hecky. Maybe Hecky needs to be there for him to actually do well. Shocking. End of the month, I think I heard about Morgan Gibbs-White. Let's hope for the best, Lee, really. That T-shirt, absolutely. There we go. It's a bit tight for me, bloody hell. But it's a nice little T-shirt. I ordered this the other day, and if anyone wants one, just send us a DM. But I'm a big fan of it. If we lose Tuesday, play the kids the rest of the season. Wow, that's an overreaction, Keith. That really is an overreaction. Because there's so many more games to play, so many points to play for. Get away. Joke club. Oh my God, some people. Such overreactions for nothing. McBurney not fit after a bad attack of COVID, lost weight. Hecky's interview, he's now in danger of falling through a highway gully. Yeah. I can't be bothered talking about McBurney. Even before this happened, he was shocking. So let's not even go there. Robinson needs to get dropped. He shouldn't have even been in this game. Davis wasn't on the bench, which I was surprised at. But in future, if Davis is not fit, we're going to have to play 4 at the back. We're just going to have to, because Robinson is that bad. He really is. Or get some players in, get some loans in, get some free transfers in. Get Oat in. Just get anything in. Jags would have done a better job than that absolute moron. Big up. I don't even know what you mean, but let's move on, Al. Thomas, I can't even be bothered here. Billy normally thrives on the abuse from the crowd today. Yeah. Absolutely. He did let it get to him. He really did. And you could see when he kicked the advertisement board, when he smashed into Nathan Byrne and nearly punched his head off. Little things like that. It's frustrating to see anyway. Norwood had a good game today. We need Fleck back. Yes, we do. We do need Fleck back. I forgot all about Fleck for a second. But the problem is that looking at the team that we've got, like, is this a better team than the one that got promoted? It should be. Looking at the players, this side or this team should be better than the team that got promoted, but it's not. It's nowhere near, and it's mostly the same players. Like we've improved the squad, so why is it worse? Rule of the day Wilder left. Let's not even get on about Wilder. Sorry, Betty. Sorry, but let's not get on about Wilder. There's no point in even bringing that up. Look what can happen when you have a striker that takes his chances. Derby had 2 chances and got 2 goals. Absolutely. He should be at the top of our list, shouldn't he, really? Tom Lawrence. Tom Lawrence has been fantastic for years and years for Derby. It doesn't seem like anyone's interested in him. Let's just put a cheeky bid in for him, saying that he's probably going to be 4, 5, 6 million, which we're probably not going to pay. Nick, I'm back. So pissed off. Fair play, Scott. Yeah. We all are, aren't we, mate? We all are. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's leave it there. Harvey likes Bogle's crosses were atrocious. Lots of good positions, lots of terrible deliveries. Yeah, both wing backs were, and that's why we are so bad right now, because those wing backs That's why we were so good in the Premier League season and in the promotion season. We had wing backs and we had overlapping centre backs that were creating those wide overloads. It were playing triangular football, quick moving. Today, none of that. Both wing backs were terrible. I don't get why we would play Reece Norrington-Davies over Ben Osborne, a left wing back. Now, I don't think Ben Osborne is the answer in the long run, but Ben Osborne is certainly better in that position than Reece Norrington-Davies is, or better going forward, better defensively. So I'd like to see Ben Osborne in that position against Preston, either him or Stevens. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. We will see you. When is it now? Monday. We will see you Monday live here for a match preview to the Preston game. Myself and Hal. You will also see tomorrow a fans react to this game. Hopefully everyone else will watch it, even though there's probably going to be a lot of negativity in it. But you've got to understand that because we played really, really badly. So video out for you tomorrow. Video out for you Monday. Video out for you Tuesday, hopefully. Well, yeah, there will be. There'll at least be a match reaction. There may be a watch along too. We've got literally a video every day. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see you back soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time.